Hi guys, Lindsay
And Tracy.
here with Storybook Family Farm. So the last few days we've been incredibly busy. Well, I've been busy. She's been at work. So
I was home today.
yeah, you were home today, but we were running errands, including getting a free bathtub. So that's gonna be really nice. I think to be able to have a nice soaking tub that is it's actually like an extra wide tub. So it's gonna be really nice and luxurious to be able to sit and have a nice long soak. So pretty jazzed about that. So here in a couple weeks, we'll probably work on putting that in. We're just basically waiting on Menards to have their 11% off rebate going on again. So that way, when we buy the shower surround, we can get a good bit of rebate back. But so yesterday, well, the day before yesterday is when I cleaned out the wood burner chimney, preventing us from burning to death in our sleep, which I'm really... Yesterday I was kind of messed up in the head a little bit about how much of a close call that was, because things could have gone really catastrophically bad. So in true Lindsay fashion, what I ended up doing yesterday to try to get my mind off of it was I pretended to be a lumberjack, basically. So I ended up, this is the big locust tree that had fallen down in the windstorm a couple weeks ago. So that's what's left of it here. I got it cut all the way to here. I have the lower side there to cut. And then I did, walk up this way so you guys can see better. There is a pretty significant widowmaker right up there that the tree had created. So on this downward piece here, I actually cut a good bit off of it. So then that way, Tracy and I can attempt to put a rope around it to try to pull it so I can cut the rest of it down, because it's definitely a bit of a danger tree. I was honestly kind of nervous being home alone yesterday and working on cutting up so much stuff that was like underneath of the widowmaker. So I kept trying to watch the wind to try to see like if it was picking up or not, so I knew if I was going to die. It's kind of a big theme this year, is trying not to do anything to get ourselves seriously injured or killed. So do you want to talk about what you got set up the other day?
Oh, so I set up our new incubator to give it a trial run before we have goose eggs to hatch. So I currently have 64 eggs in the incubator. It will hold 120, but I figured 64 was good enough because even if we have a 50% hatch rate, that's 32 chicks that then I'm probably going to try and sell because I don't need 32 more chickens.
Yeah, we had a really poor hatch rate with the eggs. If you guys are hearing a weird noise,
Our turkeys.
the boys have followed us up here. They follow us everywhere. I'm not sure why, but clearly they're not very interested in the hens. We're the hens they like the best.
I was going to say, come spring, we're going to go down to only one male.
Potentially, yeah, depending upon hatch rates.
Yeah.
But so when we hatched out the last batch of chicken eggs, our old incubator, it held
42.
I thought it was 41.
41.
With the thing for the motor. But so it had 41 eggs in it, and
we ended up with like 26 when we put them in like lockdown.
Yeah, when we candled them to see which ones were developing and not developing, there ended up being only 26 that had actually done any sort of developing. And then we had an even worse hatch rate than that.
We had 16 hatched, 2 died shortly after hatching, and then 2 more were
they had issues with
their legs, so they ended up not being able to make it either. So we currently have 12.
Yeah, which is a good amount. You know, that was a good amount that would have actually satisfied replacing and replenishing all of the hens that were lost from the falcon attacks. So that's actually why we threw so many eggs in when we did, because normally we wouldn't want to hatch out eggs now because it's too cold. They have to stay in the house. They're noisy. They stink. They make a lot of dust. So it's not really a fun thing to have in the house. But we wanted to replace the laying hens that were abducted by the falcon. So we ended up definitely being able to replace them. And we probably will have a couple extra hens to sell just because we don't need to have a massive amount of chickens. But we do have an event coming up in May that we're able to sell a bunch of birds and stuff at. So that's part of also why we were okay with putting in so many eggs into the new incubator. Plus we wanted to learn it and figure it out.
And we figured the chicken eggs, since we get anywhere from 10 to 12 a day, we're the best ones to experiment with. Cause
we're not out very much.
Yeah.
And stuff. So if you guys are local and you are looking for some chicken eggs, some ultra free range raised with love chicken eggs, definitely get a hold of us because we do have a plethora to be able to sell. And our ducks also started laying again this week. So that was a very exciting development. And then
Because we're getting on an average 3 duck eggs a day. So
well, yesterday and today we got 4.
So we're getting 3 to 4 duck eggs a day.
Yeah. So we're doing pretty good. They just started really amping up their production this week. So hopefully soon the turkeys will start laying as well. So then we can get the other incubator set up, hooked up, and ready to go with turkey eggs in it. So then that way we can get them hatched and potentially also sell some of them.
We bought a new incubator because to do the goose eggs, our incubator does not have, buy ones with automatic turners. So the one we have, to buy the turner to do goose eggs, because they're so much bigger, was like $90, and it only made it so that we could do like 15 goose eggs.
Yeah.
The new incubator I bought has a different turning system, so they can go in there, but I can hatch like 50 to 60 goose eggs at a time in it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and it for the geese, the big thing about wanting to make sure we can hatch out more eggs is because they only lay at one time throughout the year, and that is the springtime. So we definitely wanted to get a second incubator because the turkeys, they also will they'll like we're relatively new to raising turkeys, so we just got them last early summer, and so they actually started laying eggs around Thanksgiving time, and it was like an egg here and there, just a couple eggs and stuff. But so everything that we've read has said that in the springtime they'll start laying a lot more, which I definitely think they're probably getting ready to start because the male turkeys have been fighting a lot more, and the females have also been fighting. So they're like trying to reestablish a pecking order. So I think that they're getting ready to start laying. I definitely think that the geese are getting ready to start laying too, because Hook, our male, he's been trying to breed with the ducks, trying to breed with the geese and stuff a lot more. So he's definitely become mature. So and then also one of our rabbits gave birth this week. So we had actually bred a couple of our rabbits, but only one evidently got pregnant, which is something that happens because 2 of the other ones that we had tried to breed, this was their first time being bred and stuff, so they were kind of on the younger side. So it happens sometimes. Even with Babs, she's she's a veteran breeder, and she
just doesn't like it, so she doesn't cooperate as well.
Yeah, so there's times that she's gotten bred and didn't actually get pregnant and stuff. So that's happened a couple of times. So your phone just went off,
and the turkeys are going.
Yeah, they're going berserk. But so yesterday I worked on getting a whole bunch of this tree cut up, just so then that way we would for sure have enough firewood. So this is definitely, when the tree fell down, I wasn't sure what kind it was, but after cutting it up, it definitely is a locust tree because it has a very tight grain pattern. I'll show you guys how intensely tight this grain pattern is. So locust trees, they grow pretty slow and stuff, and they're a very, very dense tree, so I don't know how well the camera's going to pick that up, but it's very, very tight with how close the rings are and stuff. So that makes it so the wood is actually very strong, very sturdy. It's resistant to rot, but it also makes very, very good firewood. So it does burn pretty hot, pretty clean, and it doesn't do a lot of smoke. But
we got daffodils all over.
Oh yeah, there's tons of daffodils. Like when we first got the place, we thought that only by that clubhouse that's down there, we thought that was the only area that there was a whole bunch of like daffodils and stuff. But we're a good bit up into the woods, and right over in here
all the way up into there
is a bunch of daffodils and a flower that looks like a daffodil, but it's not. It's called a narcissus or something like that. But yeah, so that's been about all that we've been doing lately, is just pretty much maintaining everything, trying to get spring breeding going on. Oh, and then on Sunday we did go through our seed box to figure out what we needed to order, and what we wanted to plant this year and what we didn't. So here soon we will be getting things started.
Our seeds came today.
Yeah, so we got some different tomato seeds and pepper seeds that came today, so then that way probably this weekend or at some point next week we'll actually work on getting tomatoes and peppers and some flowers started, just indoors, so that way they can get a head start. But yeah, so if you're enjoying this content, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends on social media, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to help us grow. We'd greatly appreciate it. All right, thanks for watching. Have a good one, guys.
Bye.